This is Tawafij, who was trained by Tom Jones. Looked a very useful 2-year-old, but went the wrong way. He's been gelded now, son of Darcis, and he's done okay in the north for his new stable, but he was disqualified in a recent race at Newcastle.
I think this is his best trip a mile, but he's got plenty of speed because he has shown form over 6 and 7. And, well, Willie Carson's drawn well at 4. He's going to have plenty of toe to hold his place. Tawafij, I should think, has his friends in the market. Let's go to Julian.
And we've got a new favourite, Just You Dare, now 5-1 clear favourite. 6-1 Miss Flight, 8-1 Misty Silks, 9-1 Tawafij and Tissisat, 12 Philidor and Beecham Hero, 14 Synonymous and Set Table. Here's Stoney Valley, the stable companion of Turtle Island. This is one of the...
It was by Bustino, and well, they always train on these horses. Stoney Valley, I like him very much. I think he gets better from year to year. He's 4 years old now. He's 25-1 from 20s. Brave man that's going to leave this combination out of John Reed and Chapelheim. But he's drawn 16, so he's out with the washing a little bit. He'll have to use his early speed or maybe take a little bit of a pull and drop him behind, because he'd be running very wide, drawn 16 of the 18 runners.
With the ground as it is, I think it's a great advantage to have had a race. And over the years, this spring handicap, its spring cup as it used to be, has invariably been dominated by horses who ran in the Lincoln. And this horse, Just You Dare, ran a cracking race, first flat race for Martin Pipe in the Lincoln. And he's a son of Common Grounds, a horse who's making a real mark as a stallion in Ireland. This horse is from his first crop. They're good looking and they're pretty genuine. Important to get a good position before you get to the bend, Jimmy.
It is, Julian, too, and as I say, they burn on it a bit going to the turn, and on this ground you've got to be very careful that you don't cut their throats, because you've got to finish here as well. It's a lovely track, though. There's number 12, Julian.
Yes, John Gosden's Set Table. He didn't make the cut for the Lincoln, so he ran in, what was it called, the Spring Mile, I think they called it, the 1 mile consolation prize, and he was just beaten a short head under 9 stone 7 by Glowing Jade. Whereas a visor, as he did then, Tony McLean the jockey.
This is another one that's shown a lot of his best form on faster ground than he's going to get today. He's drawn 15, but as you say, he's got his friends. He's dropped 2 points there from 14s to 12s, but he looked very well in the paddock, this one, I thought, Tony McLean. He has been kicking his winners home in Dubai this year, and so he's pretty fit, and it's a Set Table.
Number 13 is Synonymous, a horse who usually, when he's fancied, gives a good account of himself. He's trained locally by David Arbuthnot. His breeder, in fact, was the late Phil Bull.
He ran a good race in the Lincoln too, Julian. He got into a little bit of trouble. He might have just scrambled into a place if he hadn't have been stopped, but he's ridden by Russell Price. Russell, who's learnt the trade in America. He rode out there for a number of years, and he's come back and he does very well here. Robert Armstrong puts him up whenever he can. Good rider, Russell.
9-2 now, Just You Dare, a minor gamble developing. 6-1 Missed Flight, difficult for him under top weight, as Jimmy said. 8-1 Misty Silks, the one they backed early. And apart from that, Philidor is the only other one for late money. Philidor and Set Table. Tawafij, the first time he ever ran, we were at Ascot on the Saturday of the Royal Meeting, and he was a little bit fractious in the stalls there. In fact, he went up on his hind legs, I think lost about 10 lengths of ground, and you can see he's still got a little problem with the stalls.
Blinkers on, I should say the hood on now. I think he'll be okay, actually. As Peter's just reminded him, he's travelled 423 miles to oblige, so it would have been a little bit of a sin if he'd have refused to go in after that long trip.
here's another one who's obviously a little bit iffy about the stalls. Missed flight. He certainly didn't come out of them very fast at Doncaster. Not many left. Let's now join Peter.
Yeah, that's Misty Silks, the last in. This is Blue Blazer nearest to us. And the top weight just a little bit slow, missed flight. And Tawafij breaks very fast. Right over on the far side, it's Set Table. Set Table isolated right over on the far side, and has just about taken it up too. It's Set Table just about the leader. From Just You There, and then comes Tawafij and Misty Silks. Just in behind them, Synonymous, with towards the outside Keston Pond. And it's Set Table from Just You There, Tawafij on the inside of Keston Pond, and then Philidor, who's moved up there with Misty Silks on the inside, and also close to them is Missed Flight as they turn into the home straight. And it's Set Table on the near side. On the far side, it's Just You Dare, who went off just about favourite. Set Table running very wide and coming down the centre of the course, and Just You Dare sticking over to the far rail as they pass the 4 furlong marker. Keston Pond has moved into second, and the leader, Just You There, is being tracked by Tawafij. Just in behind them, Philidor coming with a good run. Synonymous is making good progress. So's Misty Silks just in behind them. They're coming down past the 3 furlong pole. Still Just You There, the leader from Keston Pond. Tawafij under pressure. Philidor, Misty Silks, Synonymous still making ground. Tissisat is coming there towards the stand side. Set Table is backpedaling. Just You There being pressed now by Tawafij. It's Just You There from Tawafij, and Philidor moves into third, and here comes Miss Flight with a run too. Coming down to the furlong pole, and Just You There from Miss Flight. Miss Flight coming to tackle Just You There. It's Miss Flight, the top weight, who comes to take it over the near side now is Just You Dare over on the far side. Miss Flight is going to win the Ladbroke Spring Handicap as they come to the line. Miss Flight has won it. Just You Dare is second. Philidor in a photo with Beecham Hero for third place, and behind them came Louisville Bell. It's a photo for third, but no doubt that Miss Flight, a tremendous performance this under top weight number 1, has got up to win the Ladbroke Spring Handicap. The result: first, Miss Flight, owned by Mr. Walter Grobmuller, trained by Chris Wall and ridden by George Duffield. Second was number 5, Just You Dare, a long-time leader owned by Mrs. David Thompson, trained by Martin Pipe and ridden by Pat Edery. And it's a photo for third between Beecham Hero, number 3, and